Our wide world frequently extends to the small, quiet, out-of-the-way places. They say that when you live in a small town, the location of the town influences the character of the people. If a town is remote, off the main road, the people are private, even stoic. If a town is on a main highway, the people will be friendly and easygoing because they're always meeting and greeting strangers passing through. The highway that winds through Marin County, north of San Francisco, brings plenty of strangers to Petaluma, California, especially once each year, when all sorts of strangers come through with only one thing on their minds.
So you don't have any money in this account?
Let's try this other savings. I'm sure there's some in there.
You have $10, sir. I can't cash a $25 check.
Where do I get a loan?
Right over there, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Stick 'em up.
This is where it all began. More than 20 years ago, this spot was a part of Mike Gilardi's Petaluma Saloon. Now, the saloon has been torn down, and this is the Petaluma, California branch of the Bank of America. But it was here in the saloon, in the early 1950s, that organized wrist wrestling matches began, which eventually led to the Sonoma County Wrist Wrestling Championship. Later, the event moved up the road to its present location in the Petaluma Veterans Building under the banner of the World Wrist Wrestling Championship, an event you've enjoyed for nearly a decade on Wide World of Sports. It's a very human competition, and now, despite the fact that competitors come from all over the United States and in some cases from foreign countries, the matches retain the same intimacy and intensity they must have demonstrated years ago here in Gilardi's Saloon. We're going to go up the street and see the competition in just a moment, but right now I have some unfinished business here. Are you ready?
Sure.
This is for all the money, okay? I always did talk a better game than I could play.
Well, it's good to see him set some muscles in hopes of victory. And it's not just the muscles feeling the pressure. It's the bones as well. The radius and ulna in the forearm and humerus from elbow to shoulder. Simply put, something's got to give. And sometimes in Petaluma, from the wrist wrestling table, there's a sound that cuts through the grunts and groans of the big guys at the table and the howls of the audience. It is the sound of snapping bones, and it usually means the match is over.
Ready now for a semifinal match in the featherweight division featuring the defending champion, Steve Lusby of Davenport, Iowa, in the dark blue shirt across the table. His opponent on this side of the table, Johnny Salamassi from Dearborn, Michigan, wearing the white shirt and a member of the Michigan team. There's the struggle for the correct grip, an important little tactical battle.
Well, that's when I'm putting my elbow back.
Now they'll try again. Lusby is a 21-year-old tree surgeon. Won this event a year ago. Lusby trying to get a jump at the start. Might have a little advantage. Salamassi starting to pull him back toward the middle. Oh! The moment that every wrist wrestler dreads. I think you heard the sound. Salamassi's arm is broken. There you see the faces of the other wrist wrestlers on the stage. Surely for most of them, not the first time they've seen this. Nevertheless, it has an enormous effect.
Right here, Johnny.
Salamassi does have a broken right arm. See his teammate Joe McCulloch on the stage with him. Johnny Salamassi now clearly in a great deal of pain. Not the same young man who began that match just a few moments ago. There's the doctor with him. Can't tell exactly where the break occurred. Normally in these situations, the arm breaks in the upper arm portion. Now we'll look again from above the table. You see the struggle. And there it was. This is the 10th broken arm in competition at Petaluma since 1969. 8 of them in the upper arm. How you feel, Johnny?
I feel okay.
Did you know what it was?
About 3 seconds later, I did.
Did you hear the sound?
Yeah.
It's interesting. I've heard people who've had the same experience tell me that they didn't feel it, but they did hear it.
I did both.
More often than not at the World